All right, friends, so another day, another Nikki Haley video. I know. Trust me when I tell you I'm just as sick of it as you are. I want to put this Nikki Haley thing to rest and move on with my life, just like I think a lot of us do. But honestly, we don't really have that luxury at this point. She refuses to drop out of the race. She wants to continue the circus parade. And so if she wants to continue, then I'm going to continue. Nikki Haley's attempted to rebrand herself as an anti-establishment Republican, as the new conservative generation. I know it's ridiculous, it's laughable, but that's her strategy. Supposedly, Donald Trump is the Republican establishment of old, even though the America grassroots movement surrounding him started in 2016. She wants to spin this new narrative web, but there's only one problem. The problem, I think, can be described in two words. First word Nikki, second word Haley. She's the problem. She claims that she's part of this new generation of conservatives, but every time she speaks, I think the greatest description is, as Vivek Ramaswamy put it, she's essentially Dick Cheney in 6-inch heels. You know it, I know it, the people know it, and that's why moments like these continue to happen. Nikki Haley gets heckled at her most recent campaign event, once again looking like a deer caught in the headlights, and her media tour makes it even worse. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so Nikki Haley supposedly is the new generation of conservatives, but it doesn't seem like the people are buying it.
Only way we will get that done.
No new wars. I'm done with the military-industrial complex.
None of us want new wars. None of us want new wars.
When you come out and go to White House on LinkedIn, you know where your money's going from, Nikki. We know. And we're sick of the wars. We want America first. Let the Russians get back in your wars. Done.
That, my friends, is the quote of the day. We're sick of the wars. We want America first. Friends, that right there is the new conservative moment. That's the new generation of conservative thought. Enough with the endless wars, enough with the world policing, enough with the proxy war, sending other nations' young men and women to get slaughtered on the front line. These endless proxy wars that are marketed under the banner of preserving democracy abroad. That's the new generation of conservative thought. Stop wasting taxpayer dollars, flushing it down the drain to be spent on death and destruction, only for companies like Halliburton and BlackRock to then come in swooping in to save the day. Oh, scratch that, to enrich themselves like you can't even imagine. People are sick of it all. What they want to see is a Trump approach. That's the new conservative generation.
Can you say if you want Ukraine or Russia to win this war?
I want everybody to stop dying. They're dying. Russians and Ukrainians. I want them to stop dying. And I'll have that done in 24 hours. I'll have it.
I mean, very simply put, we want to see people stop dying. No more dying. We don't want to see peace through strength. We want to see peace through diplomacy, negotiation, business, trade. That's what we want to see. American economic muscle being flexed to achieve peace. Not American military muscle. It's a different approach, and look, it hasn't been tried yet, but clearly what these wartime boomers are doing has been tried, and it's been a constant recipe of disaster for decades at this point. That's the old generation. Nikki Haley's the old generation, and now she's trying to spin the message in one of the most ridiculous copium propaganda nonsense messaging campaigns I think I've ever seen. Nikki Haley's new talking point is, let's go to war, let's start wars with our enemies, let's call for strikes and attack them, because that's how you prevent wars.
What would that mean in practice? When you say Biden didn't do something, what was that something that he should have been doing?
The very first strike that hit, you punch and you punch back hard. What they should be doing is going after every ounce of production of those missiles. Wherever those missiles are, you take that out. You keep doing. You take out the training sites. You go and you.
But does that risk escalating a war?
Does that mean striking Iran directly?
It means striking the resources that are allowing them to hurt our troops. That's what you're doing. It's not going after
but they're backed by Iran. Iran says that they're not declaring the shots, but Iran's training them. They're providing intelligence. They're providing weapons.
And this goes
there
back.
would be no Hamas without Iran, Hezbollah without Iran, or Houthis without Iran.
But
yes, you're going.
Iran is a really big escalation. escalation. And
You
commitment of
go
troops.
after wherever those missiles are, the production, wherever it is in Iraq and Syria, you take that out. Wherever it is in Lebanon that they're doing that, you take that out. You go after the leaders making the decisions. It's not after Iran, the country. It's after the people who are making these decisions. When Soleimani was assassinated, it sent a chill up their spine. They literally, it took their breath out. You have to be strategic. It's not starting war. It's actually preventing war.
I mean, that's got to be the most ridiculous thing I think I've heard all year. It's not starting war. It's actually preventing war. Attacking Iran, taking the Lindsey Graham approach. I mean, he literally tweeted this the other day. Apparently, that approach is not only the new generation of conservative leadership, Dick Cheney and 6-inch heels. Apparently, that's a preventative strategy. You got to be out of your damn mind to support this woman. You got to be out of your damn mind to say something like that. As if we don't have evidence to the exact contrary over the last however many decades. All we've done is attack. All we've done is invade, topple regimes. And what have we gotten in return? The Taliban, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, the Houthis, I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Hezbollah, you name it. We've seen the expansion of terror cells, heightened security risk, horrible attacks on the homeland, like 9/11 and others. You know, the world is more stable in a lot of ways as we enter a more modern age, but it seems as though the military-industrial complex is hell-bent on slowing that progression. But of course, the counter-argument is going to be, well, no. It's never our fault. It's everybody else's fault. It's Vladimir Putin's fault. It's Iran's fault. They want to present everything as black and white, as good versus evil, as us versus them. That's how we're going to solve this problem, by dividing the world into a black and white binary of good versus evil. Excuse me, but that seems like the core basis for starting a war. That seems like the core basis for wartime propaganda campaigns to justify endless war in regions like the Middle East and Eastern Europe. You know, that's the exact kind of mentality, this sort of no compromise, these people are my enemies, these people must be eradicated type of thought process that we see in Israel, for instance. That's the mentality that pretty much ensures that we're never going to see peace between the Palestinians and Israelis. Is that really what we're looking for? More conflict, more hatred, more division between the West and the East? I don't know about you guys, but once again, my thought process is, I am Team Trump, Team America first. It's the age-old adage, keep your friends close and keep your enemies closer. The approach, in my view, should be peace through diplomacy, negotiation, using leverage, not these constant demonization propaganda campaigns, which in some cases might even be right. You know, maybe America's public enemy number one on the global stage is a dictator, is a fascist, is a human rights violator. Maybe all of those assertions in some of these cases is totally correct. But even with that being the case, I still think diplomacy and negotiations is the right approach, even when interacting with our greatest foes. The option is very clear. There's the I want people to stop dying approach, the Donald Trump approach, the America First approach. Let's focus on ourselves, focus on our borders, keeping people safe domestically. Let's take care of our own, rather than the Nikki Haley, Dick Cheney approach of let's prevent wars by starting all-out wars and launching strikes on our enemies. Absolutely frickin' insane. I want no part of it, and that's pretty much what's on my mind today after watching a couple of those Nikki Haley clips. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.